Hello everyone, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Thank you for joining me in my little corner of the internet where I talk all things planners, fountain pens, and fountain pen inks. And today, yes, I have a new pen day. I'm very excited about this, but I'm also a little surprised at myself actually, because this pen isn't normally the color scheme that I would go for, but also the nib size is probably not what I would go for either. But anyway, let's just get right to it. So I'm just going to show you what I purchased. It is another platinum, and it's an extra fine nib. Now, I thought fine was going to be too fine for me, but when it came to purchasing this pen, they had either medium or extra fine, and I was going to go for the medium, but then when I finally pulled the plug to purchase it, they only had extra fine left. So I decided to give it a try. And what I did purchase was the Platinum Fuji Unkei 3776. So this is part of a series of, I think there's now 3 of these specific series in a pen, and I got the specific design on this, but I also love the green. Let me just show you. So it comes in this beautiful cardboard box, and you've got the user manual, and oh, this is the ink that also comes with this as well. So I'm going to leave that to the side. And you also have the platinum warranty card, and then it's protected really well in here. And then when you take that out, you've got this lovely box, the Kinu-Gumo, and then it comes with the converter, the cartridge, as well as the ink. And the ink that comes in here is actually this ink. Is there an English side to this? No. So this is the ink. This is inspired by the autumn leaves that color the mountains surrounding Mount Fuji. And depending on the light, golden reflections appear, allowing you to gaze upon the carpet of brocade. Enjoy the pleasures of autumn with this fountain pen. Oh, beautiful. Now, orange is not something I normally go for, but interesting that that comes with it. You'd think it would come with a matching green color. But anyway, so let's take out this pen. Ogle. Ogle at the pen. Look at the beautiful design that's on the clear body here. And I was a bit unsure as to whether or not I would actually like it, but this was one of those purchases that I put in my cart for, let's see, a good couple of weeks and let myself really consider whether I wanted this. And I purchased this from PenChalet, and I used some of my PenChalet credit towards this. So thank you for anyone who's ever used my PenChalet link. But the more that I thought of this, the more that I realized I really wanted. I love the designs that you have on the body. And then the nib, or the cap, actually looks a little bit different. It's not the usual like 3776 shape of heart one. It looks like, what is in there? It looks a little different, and I can't even get a good picture of it. But I think maybe that's what the cap normally looks like. And then if you're familiar with platinum, they've got their lovely slip and seal here as well. Beautiful. Oh, that's just so gorgeous. And then it's got the 14 karat extra fine nib. I am excited to try that. All right, so before I get to inking this pen, let's go ahead then and compare this to other pens in my collection in terms of sizing, and then we'll do the writing sample. So there we have the Platinum 3776, and I'm going to compare it to other pens such as the Esterbrook Esty in terms of size. I'll also compare it to a Leonardo Momento Magico. We'll compare it to a Pro Gear size. So this is the Wancher in Frozen Sake. And then another one that I like to compare to as well is my Pilot Kakuno. And yes, these are all actually pens in my currently inked because they're right on my desk and I'm too lazy to go into my drawer to pick out other pens. So just a little behind the scenes there. But you can see in terms of sizing, it's smaller than the pens that I normally find quite comfortable. And when I uncap this, you can see how the size of the pen is actually even similar in size to the Pro Gear size. So it's generally smaller in length. And then when you look at the grip section, for me, the most comfortable grip sections are on the Memento Magico or the Esterbrook Esty. And this is definitely smaller by quite a bit. So I'm even surprising myself that I'm liking the Platinum 3776s as much as I am, because I wouldn't normally go for a grip size this small. Let me get out my calipers and do the exact measurement here. So I've got my calipers out here, and when we measure in the grip section, normally in like the middle part there where I would normally grip, it's about right there. It's about 10.54, and I normally like my grip sections to be above 11 millimeters. So for me, this is almost going to be too narrow, but it's actually not too bad. And I mean, you think it's actually quite a small pen, and it feels very light, especially without the converter in there. Now, you could certainly post it, and you can see how far that posts. It posts actually pretty deeply and pretty securely. And for me, actually, that's actually quite comfortable. Now, normally, any part of the cap that is touching this part of my hand, the pearly Q, would be a little bit annoying because having texture there just bugs me. But this actually is not too bad, and it actually looks really beautiful when it's posted like that. So in terms of sizing, probably smaller than the usual go-tos for my comfort, but still actually very manageable. So let's go ahead and put the converter in there and weigh it with the converter, and then we'll do our writing sample. Oh, but before I do that, I want to show you my other platinums. The other platinums in my collection are the Hachimonjiya in the Hatsuyuki, and this is what started it all for me. And then I ended up also purchasing the Kobayashi Suruga Bay. Both of these have fine nibs, and I absolutely love writing with them. And then this one is going to be an extra fine, which will definitely be interesting for me. And the other Platinum 3776 that I have my eye on is the Hachimonjiya Ayame, and I don't think it's currently available. The seller that I normally purchase from says they may be available in the spring, so we'll see. Ooh, but I didn't ever think that I would have as many platinums as I do now, but also love writing with them as much as I do, because a couple years ago when I first got my very first platinum, I found the pen too narrow, but I wasn't a fan of how fine that nib was. But I've, over the years, have come to appreciate nibs like the needlepoint nib and the extra fine on a Pilot. So this feels very on brand with the era that I'm in right now. So let's go ahead and weigh that pen. Okay, so, oh, you know what? I forgot to put the converter in here so that we could actually measure the weight with the converter. I mean, I love the way that it looks without the converter, so putting the converter in here, I feel like, well, it kind of takes away from the design aesthetic, but eh. So with the converter capped, the pen weighs 25 grams, and then uncapped, it weighs 14 grams. So it's very light even with the converter in there. So I probably would consider writing with it posted to keep it a little more comfortable and make sure that it does make it a little back heavy, because I mean that cap is, yeah, 12 grams. So posting it might help. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it out. But yeah, adding the cap and posting it that way does make it a little back heavy. All right, so let's go ahead and dip test this. I won't ink this up right now, but let's go ahead and dip test it and see what it writes like. So I'm here in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper, and I think I'm going to test it with Pilot Iroshizuku Shin Ryoku. Now, I may do a pen and ink pairing with this and try to find other greens. And actually, you know what? Before I even try and dip test it, let us look through my ink binder here to see if there's any other. Before I do a dip test of this pen though, I do want to look through all the greens that I currently have and see what would be the best match for this. And I mean, some of these greens I no longer have in my collection, but it would be still good to see what it looks like here. So, ooh, Spruce County Post would have been a really good one in this. And then, I don't know about Verdigris. It feels like a little too blue. Sydney Darling Harbor would have been lovely in this, but I don't have that anymore. And I thought Peter Moss would be great in here, but it's a little too yellow, Peter Moss. Roar and Klingner Deep Pine is a good one, but another one I don't have. And let's see. Oh, I don't know. I mean, a good dark green would be lovely in here. I was going to say Wearingle, the Autumn Night After 1,000 Years, is a little bit more on the warm green side. And then, yeah, none of those seem to be hitting the mark. Ooh, Lennon Toolbar Bird Monster may work. Yeah, Lennon Toolbar Bird Monster. I did just use that a couple of months ago, though. So I don't know. But for dip testing for today, you know what? Yeah, let's dip test it with Lennon Toolbar Bird Monster. So I'll be doing my writing sample in my Hobonichi A5 notebook with 52 GSM Tomoe River paper. And I have this pen profile stamp from Everyday Explorers Co. And I will leave a link in the description below. It's the, I believe it's the new Pen Day. Yeah, it's the new Pen Day stamp set. So I have my sample here of Lennon Toolbar Bird Monster. This sample is from the lovely Ina, and I can't believe how long ago our little meetup was. Crazy. There we go. So the brand is Platinum. Oh, I love that nib already. And the model is the 3776, and this is the extra fine. Oh my gosh. And the color, I have to get this right. I have to get this color right, is, I guess it's Kinu-Gumo. And the ink is Lennon Toolbar Bird Monster. Wow. Didn't think that I would love that extra fine nib, but I really am. I was nervous about this nib, but it is beautifully smooth and crisp. It's not too much finer than the Platinum Fine nib, which was what I was worried about. I love the soft green of the cap and the beautiful design on the body. I am really happy with this addition to my collection. So there is my new Platinum with an extra fine nib. I'm actually pretty amazed with myself for going out of my comfort zone, trying Platinum again, and now trying a Platinum extra fine nib, because I do not regret that choice whatsoever. I'm so excited about this pen. It's so funny looking through my pen journey and how my tastes have definitely changed through the, I guess, last 4.5 years that I've been in this fountain pen hobby, and how just aesthetically my collection has changed over time as well. And I'm really definitely in the era of really fine or extra fine nibs, and I am fully in that and loving that so much. All right, but that is it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. You can tell I'm very happy with my new pen day, and I cannot wait to start writing with it. I'll probably use this in my A6 5-year journal for the month of April, so I get the chance to use it every single day. All right, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.